Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Let's hit it. Welcome to This Gave Me Nightmares.
What's up, everyone?
What's up? This is our first
Oh my
episode.
God, I'm dying.
Finally. Long time coming, for sure.
Only took us a couple weeks to get going, but
yeah,
we're
couple
here
of
now.
major minor bumps in the road, but
Yeah, but we made it.
we made it. Okay, well, I'm nervous. How are you feeling?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm jacked right now.
Fucking Jack.
I'm going
Holy
crazy.
shit.
I'm excited.
All right. So,
Episode 1.
episode 1.
What are we talking about?
Okay, so that's the thing. So Syrea has no idea what I am going to throw in her face today. So I figured the best way to start about this case is to kind of first tell it from what I remember and my perspective of the case.
You guys, she gave me one hint, and that it's local.
That it's a murder and that it's local.
Local murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this kind of starts with how I remember events happening at the time. So this did take place in 2015. So that was the year that I graduated high school. So you would have been a junior.
Mm-hmm.
And
What is it?
yeah, I'm gonna tell you, girl. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's a lot of notes.
It's 4 pages.
Like single spaced.
4 pages of single space notes.
She's got an iPad, y'all.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, it was 2015. And I remember it distinctly because it was the weekend that I went to our state HOSA conference in Traverse City. So we were coming back from that state conference, and I can't remember if we were coming back on April 17th, which would have been a Friday, or April 18th,
Okay.
which would have been that Saturday, because the competition was April 16th and April 17th. So, like I said, I can't remember which day we came back from that, on our charter bus as a class, but I remember driving through town on our charter bus on the way to the high school to get dropped off so we could, get in our cars and then go to our homes and everything. And so we're on the highway and we're driving past the state police post.
Okay.
That's right on the highway. Obviously,
Right.
you have to go by it to get to the school. And I remember seeing a flatbed trailer in front of the state police post, and there was an SUV on the trailer that was just charred, burnt to shit. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's kind of terrifying, weird, but whatever. I didn't know what was going on. I was in Traverse City for the past 2 days or so. So I was like, whatever, weird thing. Moving on.
Right next.
And holy shit, I was not ready for the truth.
I think I know what this is.
You probably do. This will probably ring a bell as we go
Yeah.
through. But yeah, so that's just the beginning. That's what I remember before I even knew what the crime was. So just a little bit of background of the area for people who are listening who are not from the UP or don't live in our area. So
That's the Upper Peninsula of
that's
Michigan.
we're in the Upper
For you
Peninsula
guys.
of Michigan. And okay, so if you haven't figured it out, this is a hometown murder that we're talking about here.
Right. Which is very uncommon in our town. There's
Very
not
uncommon.
really.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why right now. So we live in Schoolcraft County, and this mostly takes place in Schoolcraft County. The population of our county, 8,048.
Yeah.
Okay. Manistee, which is the county seat, is the largest quote-unquote city in the county. Population 3,010.
I did not know it was that low.
3,010.
Wow.
Yes. A little bit more of our story is going to take place in Gold City and in Germfast. Gold City population 411, Germfast population 463.
It's small up here.
So, yeah, for this to be such a wild story shouldn't make any sense because there are 8 people around, and that's it.
Statistically,
there are only 8 people, and 2 of them are children. So.
Shut up. Okay, next. Let's keep her going, boys.
Okay, thank you. Next. Okay.
Okay, continue. Thank you.
I need to take a drink. So, we're going to start by talking about a woman named Heather Nicole Aldrich. She was born May 12th, 1989 in Lansing, Michigan, our state capital.
Mm-hmm.
Her older sister, Carrie Ann Nelson, was born August 12th, 1983 in Alma, Michigan. So even though they were born there for most of their lives, they had lived up here in the UP in the Germfast Gold City, Newberry area. And Jody Hutchinson, who was sometimes called Joe, but for the story we're going to just call him Jody.
Mm-hmm.
He was born June 10th, 1972 in Flint, Michigan, but same with him too. He appears to have lived in the Germfast Gold City, Newberry area for most of his life. Heather had 5 children, Jaden, Joshua, Jenna, JC, and Serenity.
I'm sorry. This is like a lot right now. I feel like you're just like going hard on your research. And I'm like,
I did.
Wow. She like knows their hometowns and everything.
I fucking went off.
Like, wow.
I went off.
Okay.
Carrie had 2 children, Peyton and Porter. Jody had 5 children as well, Tiffany, Hunter, Hayden, Holden, and Hope, and 2 grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
So Carrie, the older sister, and Jody had been in a relationship at this time.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, things weren't so great living here. We're going to start to talk about Heather a little bit more. So she, as of 2015, had been addicted to drugs and alcohol for close to 10 years.
Wow.
She used heroin, morphine, cocaine. She first started using in high school when her boyfriend introduced her to the drugs, who also happened to be the father of her children. Unfortunately, she didn't have a great relationship with her children because of drugs.
Right.
And they had been adopted out by other families. So she didn't get to live with her children or see them much. But a lot of the time she posted on Facebook saying about how she missed her children and that all she wanted was to get her kids back and spend time with them. She really wanted to get off drugs. So even though she suffered from addiction, from all accounts, everybody said that she was just like the sweetest, most loving person that you could know.
Mm-hmm.
She did manage to get her GED even though she dropped out of high school, and she was holding a job at the Kuwaitan Casino, or at least I think it was the Kuwaitan Casino. Everything I found just said the casino, and I don't know where it could have been because she was around here.
Right. So it sounds like she was still like trying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She was doing her best to get in a good spot to get her kids back.
Right.
Is kind of the end goal here. Kelly, who is her mother, said that Heather would come home, try to get her life on track. Kelly would like house her and feed her, but it never lasted. Heather would always go right back out.
So Kelly's the daughter.
Kelly's the mom.
Heather.
Okay, so
what?
Heather.
Heather's the daughter.
Yeah.
Kelly is the mom, and Jody is the boyfriend of Kelly.
No. So we have Carrie. So Heather and Carrie are sisters.
Heather and Carrie are sisters.
Carrie is dating Jody.
Carrie's dating Jody. Okay.
Kelly's the mom.
Okay.
Okay. So Kelly, like I said, this is where we hear a lot about, who Heather and Carrie were as people. Unfortunately, like I said, Heather didn't stay home for too long at a time. She would always end up back out on the quote-unquote street, because we are in the UP, so it's like not really a street.
Right.
But she used to turn tricks in motels, and she would sleep with people either for drugs or just for somewhere to stay.
Right. Just trying to get by.
Get a couple extra bucks here and there. She was down bad. We're gonna switch gears now. Okay. Keep Heather, Carrie, and Jody in the back of your mind.
Okay.
We're gonna start talking about someone else. His name is Kenneth Brunke, but we're gonna call him Kenny.
Kenny.
Fuck him and fuck Kenny.
Okay. Okay, period. Okay, I got you.
Okay. So, Kenny here had heard about Heather. He had heard of this beautiful 25-year-old girl, and he was like, I gotta meet her. I gotta know what she's about.
I'm nervous.
But it wasn't just because she was this beautiful, down-to-earth girl. Kenny was also a drug dealer.
Right.
And he knew that he could manipulate Heather with drugs. Kenny moved to Manistee from Illinois in 2011. So he had only been living in Manistee for 4 years at this point, because remember, we're in 2015 right now. He lived on the Kendall Road, which is not far from where we are at this very moment, here in Manistee, like I said. He worked for the Schoolcraft County Road Commission, but like I said, he was a drug dealer, so that was almost like a side job to him.
Right.
Most of his cash came from
dealing
and everything like that. He sold cocaine and morphine were like his two big ones from what I could tell. And a couple of witnesses say that he also had like a ridiculous arsenal of guns, which like to me is concerning, because usually in Manistee, if you have a lot of guns, you just have a lot of guns, because we're in the UP and that's like the culture here.
Right.
But for witnesses to say he had an arsenal of guns is like, okay, how many guns did he actually have? An arsenal.
Yeah. And you're dealing drugs, which is just like a little scary, like the two together.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who would just like leave them loaded and like laying on his bed or something. You know what I mean?
That's scary.
Like, he did not take a gun safety course.
Right. Oh, no.
Okay. So, Kenny's neighbor is Gary Cordell. He also was a drug peddler for Kenny. So, and Gary happened to know Heather. So,
Gary's going to connect them.
Yeah, so Gary's like, hey, I know Heather. I'll get you guys together, right? Okay, so now, recap. At this point in time, we have Heather and Carrie, who are sisters. And we have Jody, who is Carrie's boyfriend. We have Kenny, a drug dealer who is interested in Heather.
Yep.
We have Gary, who is friends with Heather and is the neighbor and drug peddler for Kenny. Yes.
For our man Kenny.
For our man's Kenny.
Yeah.
But we don't like him, remember?
Yeah, also hate Kenny.
We fuck Kenny. Okay? Allegedly. Okay. So, Gary introduced Kenny to Heather, and Heather started to hang around with Kenny. She used to stay with him because drugs, you know. This was finally a place that she could stay indefinitely.
Right.
And have drugs obviously available to her 24/7.
It was only one person she had to work with rather than like getting whoever would get her at the time.
And Kenny was just happy to have
someone,
like I said,
like a lady,
a pretty 25-year-old in his house all the time.
Oh, she's 25.
She's 25, yeah, because it's 2015, April 2015. She was born May 1989. So she was like just shy of her 26th birthday here.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, things were maybe not so perfect as Kenny would have wanted, because Heather's still flaky. Even though she spent a lot more time at Kenny's house, she was still, you know, she's
going out.
Yeah, she's still an addict. She's
doing
still
her own thing,
doing her own thing, going around. And she doesn't want to be with this gross old guy, right?
Like, oh, he's old?
Yeah. Oh, man, I can't remember how old he is, but I think he was like in his 40s at this time.
Oh, girl, Heather.
Yeah, so that's why she was like, I'm going to be here for, like, the lodging and the drugs, but,
Right.
like, you're gross.
Right.
Or as Morgan would say, you're done.
You're done. Okay, so Heather's like dipping out on Kenny once in a while and he's not happy.
Yeah, for, like, days at a time.
Oh, okay, love that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Go Heather.
One of the times where she had gone off and done her own thing without Kenny, she actually posted something on Facebook about being with another guy.
This doesn't sound good.
No.
I'm scared because he has arsenal guns, remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He has guns. That really pissed him off. And when she went back to Kenny's house right after that had happened, and you saw that on Facebook, she walked in. He had a handgun to his head.
To his head?
To his head. And he didn't really say anything. And then he turned it on her when she walked in. And then she just turned around and left.
He let her leave?
That was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, though?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm mad. I'm going to shoot myself. Just kidding.
Turn the gun on her.
It's your fault. And then she's like,
she just left.
No.
She was obviously terrified, but
Right.
she was
the
like,
fact that she was able to leave, though.
I know.
Yeah, that's
amazing,
good.
right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, I don't really understand how she was able to just get out and call it good.
Mm-hmm.
But
we did, and here we are.
Here we are. All right. Now we are going to start talking about more specific dates, which I think we know is never a good thing, because when we have specific dates,
things are happening,
and documentation,
yeah,
we know very specific things are about to happen.
Yeah.
It's April 14th, 2015. So that would have been Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday, April 14th, 2015. Kenny had given Heather a very, quote-unquote, large quantity of cocaine. I couldn't figure out what the exact volume was.
Okay.
But large quantity. And she took that without him down the river road, which is off of the Kendall Road where Kenny's house is, kind of way off the beaten path where no one would have found her. And she proceeded to shoot up that cocaine with a male friend. And I don't know if it's the same guy that was in her Facebook post from before,
Right.
but I feel like it probably was.
Right.
But I couldn't find anywhere confirming that.
And obviously, Kenny isn't going to find out.
So Kenny works for the Schoolcraft County Road Commission, remember?
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a job down River Road that day. So Kenny finds them.
Oh my God, what are the odds?
Shooting cocaine up together. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was the same guy. So now Kenny's like more pissed. He's like, I just gave you all these fucking drugs.
Right.
And
now you're going to go with your boyfriend and behind my back.
Yeah.
Right.
The next day, April 15th, Wednesday. Heather,
Wait, so he just saw them and like just left?
He kind of just left it at that. He didn't really confront her about it.
He just like kept in the back of his...
He just like...
He's like, yep, we'll save that.
Stuck that back there. And,
right.
Which is kind of impressive that he didn't like act out immediately.
He sounds irrational.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Okay. The fact that he was able to just like put it in his back pocket.
It's also worrisome. Like, it's going to build up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Next day,
Wednesday, April 15th. Kenny's at work. And Heather goes to Kenny's house. And she found out that he had some more cocaine buried in the backyard. And he must not have done a very good job at hiding it, or there was fresh dirt or something. I'm not exactly sure how she found it, but she figured out that there's some cocaine buried in the backyard.
She's like, that's for me.
So she took it.
Yeah.
She took it.
Heather.
I know, girl.
Girl, he's giving you lots of cocaine. Can you not just be happy with a little cocaine?
She wanted a lot of cocaine.
She wanted all the cocaine.
She wanted all of the cocaine.
Okay, well, she got it, so let's see what happens next.
Okay, so she takes the cocaine, and she grabs two of her friends, and she goes to that same spot that she was at the previous day.
Does she know that he caught her there or no?
I don't think so. At this
She
point, I
can't.
don't think she knows.
I just got really nervous.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's
in my stomach. I feel
rough.
nervous.
It's rough. So she's doing this cocaine that she's just stolen from Kenny, who's already pissed at her.
Right.
And she's coming down from her high, hanging out with her friends, and Kenny texts Heather. And he says, "There's free morphine on my computer desk. Come and get it."
And she doesn't know that he knows.
No.
So she's like, yay, probably, right?
Okay, so she doesn't know that he knows that he saw her the previous day, but she knows that he knows she stole the cocaine.
Right, and she knows he's mad. Like, he already pulled a gun on her once.
Right.
Okay.
Her friend that was with her doing the cocaine and saw the text message reported that. It really seemed like he was goading her and, like, trying to, like...
Right, trap.
Come on.
Yeah, come and get it.
Come and get it.
Yeah.
So Heather's fucking terrified at this point.
Oh.
She is like, I don't know what to do. I just stole all this cocaine.
And this is where she's living, too. Like, she's kind of stuck right now, she probably feels.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She takes her car, hides at the casino for a little bit, and calls her sister Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
So Carrie and her boyfriend, Jody, are like, we're going to get this sorted out. Let's meet at Mom's house.
Right.
So Carrie, Jody, and Heather all end up at Kelly,
The mom's house.
Yeah, Mom's house.
Okay.
For the night. And just kind of like let it be. They were
Cool
all
off
hanging out
a little.
Yeah, they were like...
Right.
On April 16th.
Next day.
Thursday, yes. Next day. In the morning, Heather posted on Facebook some song lyrics about addiction, which is like eerily foreshadowing the events that are about to happen. Heather posts on Facebook, "The needle in my arm, the thoughts in my head, what's the matter anyway, by morning I'll be dead."
Oh my God, I just got chills.
Yeah. I knew that was happening and I got chills, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah. Deep breath.
Oh, that's so scary. I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scary.
Even though she was terrified about what was about to happen.
She could probably feel.
With Kenny.
Right.
She was like, this ain't right, this ain't right. But we always have to remember and go back to the fact that she is an addict. And when you're an addict, those feelings trump everything else. And
you can't control it.
You can't control it. She's going to choose drugs over everything else.
Right.
And that's just the way that it is.
Even if you have all that support system with your family.
Right. Even though at this point in time she was at her mom's house with her sister.
Right.
Like, she's still just thinking about that morphine. Like, she thinks that, yeah, maybe it is a bait. Maybe he is just trying to get me there to yell at me or something like that. But, like, what if there actually is free morphine?
What if it's worth it? Right.
Or, like, maybe he'll just yell at me and then I can still get the morphine.
Right.
She's talking to Carrie and Jody about this. And she says, will you guys take me to Kenny's house?
Please tell me they said no.
No.
Oh.
They said, sure.
Why? I mean, I guess you don't really know when you're in the moment. Like, how could you have predicted something could happen like that?
Right.
But, like...
How could you know?
You think if you're not the one in that, situation where you don't really have control over those feelings, you could maybe be the voice of reason.
But I think that Carrie and Jody were also addicts.
Oh, okay.
I didn't find as much about that, but I think it stands to reason.
They might have had their own struggles in that area,
Yeah. So I think they said yes because they thought that they could also
get some. Right.
Skipping ahead to the next day in the afternoon. So it's Friday, April 17th in the afternoon.
Okay.
And there's this family, mom, dad, kids,
Mm-hmm.
out for a walk in or around Hiawatha National Park.
Mm-hmm.
On their walk, they found a burnt vehicle, still smoldering,
Oh, it's still burning?
and they obviously don't think much of it, so they go up to it and they look inside
Oh, my God.
with kids.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and they see that there are bodies
Yeah.
in the car,
Yeah.
still, again, smoldering.
Oh, my God. Ew, I feel sick.
So they call the police.
Right. Oh, my God. I can't even imagine walking up to that.
And the police show up, and the family thought that there were only 2 people in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But the police get there, and they do some, obviously, looking around. They open up the
Right.
vehicle, and they start looking. And they find that in the back seat, so this is an SUV. It's actually a 2000 Oldsmobile Bravada. In the back seat of the SUV are 2 bodies. One of them was Jody. It was a male body. Jody was 42. Next to him, presumed to be Carrie.
Right.
She was 31. And in the hatchback behind them, this is the body that the family didn't see, was Heather. And she was 25. So we got Jody and what we believe to be Carrie in the back seat,
Mm-hmm.
and then Heather all the way in the very back in the hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
The car was found in the same spot Heather was doing those drugs with that guy when Kenny
So you
caught
think
her.
it was, like, put back there?
Yeah.
Like, he drove them there? Ew.
Yeah. The car was found in that same fucking spot.
Oh, my God. I have chills. I can't even speak. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He, like, drove them there.
Yep. So
Oh my
an
God, what a
autopsy
sick guy.
comes out,
Ew.
and they found that Jody had his hands tied behind his back, and a plastic bag was placed over his head, and he was just left to die. So, unfortunately for Jody, it was a very slow death,
Right.
and they just kind of watched.
Mm-hmm.
They said they watched.
Oh, my God.
For Heather and Carrie, they were administered drugs first, and they were both strangled.
After Jody.
Probably.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right.
At this point in time, we can kind of figure out who is...
I mean, it's kind of obvious, Kenny.
Right.
Kenny.
What the fuck, Kenny?
We're looking at you.
You piece of shit.
This is disgusting. I mean, it only makes sense for it to be him.
Right.
Who else is there? And also, you know, I don't want to say this because it's like blaming people, but it's just like innocent people. Like, I mean, everyone's innocent, obviously, but like just Carrie and her guy Jody, like they were just trying to give her a ride, and you know, they just walked into the wrong situation at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really messed up.
We're a few days later now,
Yeah.
and a witness comes to the police and says that they're with Gary one day, and Gary's throwing the belongings, throwing some of the belongings of the victims of Heather, Carrie, and Jody's into the Manistee River.
So he's like getting rid of evidence, you think?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Gary, he's Heather's friend. Wouldn't he be on her side?
I think he's more loyal to Kenny.
Because of the drug
Because
relationship?
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Witness goes to police, says Gary threw some of the victims' belongings into the Manistee River. I think he had something to do with this.
Right. He knew something if he's doing that.
Mm-hmm. So the police were like, okay, well, we got to go arrest Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, they arrest his live-in girlfriend, Marietta Carlson. Now, if the name sounds familiar to you, that is because Marietta is my first cousin, once removed.
Right when you said the last name, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's arrested.
So
just because she's dating Gary?
Again, there's some speculation that she may have been involved.
Okay.
But, so Gary and Marietta are arrested, and right away, they throw Kenny under the bus. They're like, not worth it.
Of course.
They throw him under the bus. They were like, we had something to do with it, but obviously...
Like, we'll tell you everything, basically.
They're like, obviously, Kenny, like, he told us what to do.
Right.
We'll be honest.
And at this point, Kenny's still out there doing who knows what.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they gave a full confession, and they had said that the murders had taken place in Kenny's home. Their first story at this point, so the original confession said that Kenny strangled Heather while Marietta held Heather's legs down, and then Gary had strangled Carrie. Mm-hmm. But there are so many conflicting stories, and they all change their minds at different times. It's hard to know.
It's just so crazy, like, dealing drugs for someone is one thing, but getting involved with multiple murders, that's like a whole nother level. I mean, absolutely. I feel like they had to, like, bribe or, like, in some way scare Gary and Marietta to help him. Mm-hmm. Because who's just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll help.
Drugs, baby.
Right. Or they got them high, maybe, and then...
Drugs are a powerful thing.
Right.
They find Kenny.
Okay.
In Illinois.
Okay.
He had fled.
Right.
So, that's a little sus.
Yeah, like, who's just going to be like, let's go to Illinois tonight.
Yeah, like...
After I randomly kill 3 people.
Yeah, I know that, like, my girlfriend that used to live with me and her sister just died, but, like...
They're missing and, yeah. They're dead at this time. Right.
Yeah, they're dead. We know that they're dead.
When he leaves, right.
Yeah. So,
well, they find him,
Kenny.
So that's good.
Yeah. Come on, Kenny. So he's arrested.
Good.
And he's like, I had nothing to do with this. He has no accountability, does not take responsibility for anything.
Right. What's your alibi, Kenny?
He says, everybody was vertical when they left my house. That's what he fucking said.
That's a weird way to put it. That is really weird. Oh, wait. They probably were, like, in his car if he moved them.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think about that. They were kind of vertical.
Ooh. Ew, he's like, ew. Okay. Anyways, that's weird. Okay, Kenny.
Okay, Kenny.
Okay.
All right.
Well, sorry, Kenny. You're already thrown under the bus by Gary Marietta, so it's coming for you, bud.
Not quite.
Really?
Not quite. You're going to get pissed in a second.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. So Kenny says, I had nothing to do with it.
Of course.
Marietta and Gary all of a sudden start to change their story.
That's like the number one rule, is don't change your story.
We did it. Kenny had nothing to do with it.
We did it? They're taking the blame?
Yeah. They killed Heather, Carrie, and Jody. It was them who did it. Kenny had nothing to do with it. You know.
That makes no sense. Like, what's their motive?
Obviously, nobody fucking believes that Kenny had nothing to do with it. And he fucking was the main connection, and he fled.
And there's probably other people aware of, like, the relationships at play here. They're probably like, oh, yeah, I know, like, Heather was staying at Kenny's house and all that. And then
we think about the guy that she was shooting up with in that spot and her 2 friends the next day that she was shooting up with.
Yeah, where are they?
In that spot. They are witnesses.
Right.
They're helping out.
Okay, good. She's got some friends on her side.
Right.
Okay, good.
All right. So at this time, Gary, Kenny, and Marietta are all charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to murder, and kidnapping.
How long is this after, like, they found them dead?
Not long at all. Within a month.
Within a month?
Within
okay.
a month.
Okay,
I would say within a month.
And they're being held this whole time. It's not like they're just, like, out walking around. Okay, good.
Yeah, they can't afford bail. Are you fucking kidding me?
True. Sorry, I'm getting freaked out. I'm good. Everything's good. Keep going.
Starts looking behind. What's up?
Okay, continue. We're good. We're Gucci Mane.
Okay. But then.
Dun dun.
47 days of being in jail.
That's a lot of days.
On June 16th,
Okay.
2015, Marietta woke up with a stomach pain and was taken to Schoolcraft Memorial Hospital.
She woke up with a stomach pain?
Yes.
Or she actually had a stomach pain?
She actually had a stomach pain.
Okay. Oh my God, is she pregnant?
No.
Oh my God, okay. I was like, oh my God, her and Gary in jail. Sorry, anyways. Go. Sorry,
okay.
that was bad.
Okay. So Marietta is taken to Schoolcraft Memorial Hospital.
Okay.
And at first they suspected that there was something wrong with her gallbladder.
Okay.
And she was waiting to get airlifted to Marquette so they could do more tests and figure out what was going on.
Okay.
And help her out. So
Right.
it's like legit.
It's real. Okay.
But, before she's airlifted to Marquette, she died. Yeah.
She was poisoned. Is that not true? Is that not true?
No.
I just spit everywhere. Okay, so why'd she die?
She was poisoned. That's the only logical explanation.
I mean, you get a random stomach pain and then the next day you die. Like, what's happening?
It turns out that she actually died of an inflamed heart, likely due to drug use. She was 28 years old.
Wow, so she's gone now.
Yeah, so
Wow.
rip.
Yeah, rest in peace. You know, sometimes you get pulled into bad situations and, you know, you do things, you know, sometimes good people do bad things.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, it's just kind of a, what
yeah,
can you do?
If it weren't for drugs, there's no way she would have ever been in this situation.
Right. It's unfortunate. It really is.
Yeah. At this point, it comes down to it being more than just a death. And essentially, Heather, Carrie's, and Jody's family not getting justice.
Right.
Because they're not going to be able to get all three people that are involved in the murder. So, we have Timothy Noble.
Yes.
County prosecutor.
He is that.
Here.
Yes.
And he's a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he hasn't been a prosecutor for very long.
This is a major.
He's never tried a murder case before.
Right. This is
major.
major.
His very first murder case. It's a triple murder. And
in a small town.
A small town.
Right. This is a big deal.
And we're in big fucking trouble. We're in big fucking trouble because Tim has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
I'm nervous.
Okay? So, the Michigan Attorney General had an interview with, I believe it was MLive, which is...
I'm sorry. I need to pause and say you look so professional right now. I'm like, wow. It's like shocking.
This is what I do when I'm
She's
teaching.
She's a teacher, everyone.
I'm a teacher. This is like...
You look legit.
This is what I do daily, but not in this
Okay,
context,
sorry.
obviously.
Anyways, continue.
Okay,
Tim.
So, like I said, I think it was with MLive, the Michigan Attorney General, their office did an interview, and they were really confused because they said usually in a situation like this, prosecutors from small towns will reach out to them and say, will you please help me?
Right.
I've never tried a murder case before. Like,
right. Get all the assistance you can get.
Yeah,
right.
what do I do? Where do I start? How
Right.
can I make sure that, justice will be served
Right.
at the end of this? So that was interesting because, like,
So he didn't do that.
He didn't.
No.
And for the Michigan Attorney General's office to do an interview and say, I don't know why he didn't ask for help, he should have, tells you.
It's a little alarming.
Right.
It's a little concerning that the big people were like, hey, man, you know, we're here for you. But he's like, I'm good, when he really wasn't.
He thought he was good. He thought
Right.
he was good.
Right. And, you know, he is just trying to do his best. But, you know, okay. Okay, continue.
Okay. So, Marietta dies, and Tim at this point is fucked because he did not gather enough physical evidence against Kenny.
So now one of the two witnesses is gone, is what you're saying?
So all they have is Marietta and Gary's word to begin with, essentially, against
Kenny.
Against Kenny.
Okay.
Right.
Which you want to have more in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably get some physical
We
evidence.
got autopsies, right?
We have autopsies about how they died, but
There's no like physical evidence in the truck.
no, I didn't see anything in any article about there being physical evidence,
Like
fingerprints, hairs, fibers, nothing. Why would they do that here? Is there even a person that knows how to do that here?
Right. I mean, you'd think they would fly someone in because it is 3 people, you know, deceased. Interesting. Okay.
You would think that.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have. But Tim was like, nah.
Tim was like, we're fine. We have some confessions. Okay, so what happens next?
So Tim's like, oh, shit. What fuck?
We are cutting that out. I just snorted everyone live on the podcast. Okay, Tim Noble.
Okay, Mr. Noble.
Mr. Noble,
I
what
just
happens
spit
next?
all over my
I am
iPad.
drooling. I am currently drooling, everyone.
Okay, because we don't have Marietta's testimony anymore.
Well, we have it, but she's no longer
No.
can contribute.
No, testimony is gone because
Oh, she's dead, so it's gone?
yeah, you can't use because her confession and everything that she gave is not under oath. So they can't take what she used and present it as evidence.
They didn't record it?
She even if they have a recording, she's still not under oath.
Oh my god.
It's still not something that you can present.
Is that something that the cops did wrong, or is that just how things go?
I mean, like, she was given her Miranda rights, so she knew she, like, had a right to an attorney, but still, I mean, that's why there's a trial, and that's why witnesses have to attend trials.
Or like a deposition or something. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, so Marietta being dead means they can't use anything that she said. It's gone.
That's really bad.
On September 29th
Stop, that's my birthday.
of 2015,
Stop, that's my birthday. Oh
Gary changed his confession.
my god. Gary.
Gary now agrees that Kenny was not even in his house at the time of the murders.
Wait, I have a question. They're both in their own jail cells during this time. Like, how is he just changing his mind by himself? How is he, like, he's, like, communicating with Kenny? Okay, Shelby's telling me to wait. Shelby says, babe,
Girl,
I know.
girl.
I got you. It's coming.
So Gary's now saying Kenny was not even at the house at the time of the murders. And he and Marietta, Gary and Marietta, did this completely alone on their own accord.
Oh, he's not involved, but Mariette is. He's throwing Mariette onto the bus when she's dead.
Yeah, Marietta's dead, so now he's like, yeah, it was me and her. Kenny didn't help with the murders, but he says that Kenny did help them dispose of the bodies.
Okay.
There's a lot more to this story, but it's just so fucking stupid and allegedly, in my opinion, not the truth. So I'm not even going to bother entertaining the story and telling you the whole thing because it's fucking stupid.
Okay.
And not worth our time because he's lying.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay. We're not going to give him the time of day.
We're not going to give... Fuck off, Gary. Fuck off, Kenny.
Period.
Okay?
Okay, period.
So at this point, the victims' families are fucking enraged.
Yeah, because they're like,
pissed.
how can you change your mind after all this time? Be like, oh, just kidding. He actually wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, Tim's now telling the family, he's like, well, Gary changed his story. Marietta's not here. I have no physical evidence. I can't charge Kenny with murder, and if I do, he's probably not going to get convicted.
Oh my god. Tim! Why didn't you do your job from the beginning so we wouldn't be in this situation? And listen, guys, I don't really know the ending of this. Like, this happened in my town, but I really don't know nothing about it. So I'm like, I'm following along with everyone else who doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on? Why didn't we do this right from the get-go?
Right.
Okay.
That's everybody's question.
Yeah.
So Rob Hutchinson, who is Jody's brother, makes a public statement.
Okay.
And he says, I'm paraphrasing,
Mm-hmm.
these are not his exact words, but he is very upset with Tim Noble and essentially says he has no idea what he's doing. He's fucking this case up. And my brother's not getting justice.
It's so, like, frustrating as an outsider, but I can't even imagine being, like,
Yeah.
one of the victim's family members being like, listen, we need justice, and, like, it's
And they're
not
getting
happening.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, just because of someone, you know, not following all the correct steps or asking for help when they should have. So that sucks.
Yeah. It's fucked. Like I said, in October, Noble called all the families together of the victims and let them know that without Marietta's testimony, he will not be able to get a murder conviction on Kenny. Yeah.
I have no words. Oh my
No.
God. How can you look in the victim's family's eyes and tell them that because I messed up, you guys, like, there's not going to be any justice. This guy's just going to walk around, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, and I mean, and I guess, you know, we do have to remember, like, we are in a small town. Like, we don't experience these things often. But you think that's the exact reason why you would reach out for help.
Exactly. That's
Right.
what I mean. Like I said, when the Michigan Attorney General's office had that interview, they were like, usually when something like this happens in
Yeah.
a small town, we know that they're not well equipped to deal with this.
Right.
So that's why we're here, to help them. We go there and we spend time with them and walk them through how you should properly do
Right.
and take care of and try a
Right.
murder investigation,
Right.
essentially. So
So he tells the family sorry, basically.
he's just like, I can't do it. Sorry,
well,
bye.
all right.
Yeah.
And the families are like, what, the
Are
family?
you fucking kidding
yeah,
me?
they're like appalled, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, I don't really know how these things work. Is this all public knowledge, as this is all, like, as it's happening, everyone kind of is following the story and they know the steps that are happening? Or is this all after the fact we find out?
This is all happening, like, as the story progresses. We're
Okay.
figuring these things
Okay.
out. Yeah. Obviously, the Michigan Attorney General interview, though, wasn't until
Right.
after the
makes
case was
sense.
over. But, yeah. Essentially, everybody's learning this in real time.
Right, everyone's following it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're now in trial
Okay. Is this held? Where
And-
is this being held?
in Schoolcraft County
In Manistee?
at the courthouse downtown.
Wow. They
Here.
didn't, like, take it somewhere bigger.
No.
Wow.
Tim tried it. And they tried it here. And they didn't ask for a change of venue, which in some towns, people who are on trial will ask for a change of venue if they feel like they're not going to be judged fairly by their peers.
Right.
Because people in the area know too
the
much about
jury
the
was
case.
made of Manistee people?
Yeah.
And it was tried at Manistee. Oh my God, that just
Yeah.
sounds so problematic because we're such a small town.
That's what I mean. Like, usually in that case, the person's that's being tried,
Right.
their lawyer will ask for a change of venue to go somewhere else
Get a more
because it's
fair
not fair. Because
bias.
and
Yeah.
because people are biased and
Wow.
especially if the media is putting out things and the jury isn't being sequestered, which means that they can go out and look at anything at any time from the media or on Facebook or whatever
That's
it may be.
crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that didn't
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
They were tried here in Manistee with their peers. The jury was not sequestered, so they are seeing outside sources
Right.
and outside facts. And I don't know exactly what was posted at the time and what they could have saw and what they could have based their
Right. Because everything's
decisions
clearer.
on.
Right. Everything's clear in hindsight. So who knows what was going around at the time?
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
during the trial,
Yeah.
it came up that for some reason Kenny owed Gary money.
Okay.
And we're like, that's weird because why would Kenny, who has all the drugs, owe Gary, who doesn't have all the drugs, money?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Okay. Right. The
It
guy
makes no fucking
below
sense.
him.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Who is saying that? It just.
They were saying that themselves in trial.
Oh, interesting. So they're
Okay.
trying to switch it up again, probably.
Gary and Kenny think they're so fucking smart, and they can, like, say little shit like that in trial, like, oh, yeah, Kenny owes Gary money, but we don't know why. And they think that everybody's just
Oh
going
my
to fucking
God.
move past it and not think about it.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
So,
Like, Kenny hired Gary.
no.
No.
I believe, and I believe that the victims' families believe, in my own opinion, allegedly, in my own opinion, that the crime happened how Gary and Marietta originally confessed.
Right, they were just helping Kenny.
But the payoff is to make Gary take the fall.
So Kenny's giving Gary a bunch of money so that he'll go to jail for him, essentially.
Mm-hmm. For his mom. So, because obviously Gary can't use it in jail.
Oh, so the money's going to Gary's mom?
Yeah. So the money is being doled out to Gary, in a sense, for his mom to be taken care of. Allegedly.
Oh my God. I have so many feelings. This is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what you think really happened?
That's what I think happened, yeah.
Well, I don't get it.
And apparently she was sick or
How
something.
old was
at the time.
Gary?
Old.
So he was like, pretty much, my life is over. I have nothing to live for. Like, I'll go to jail for you if you just take care of my mom. I mean, it's kind of selfless. Is that bad to say?
No.
He's kind of like, I love my mom.
It's
That's awful.
It's honorary.
I mean, he's like probably on drugs.
Yeah, it's honorary.
It's okay.
I
That's insane.
No. I know I get what you're saying. Though.
He's just like, I want to help my mom out, but like, let me kill these innocent people in the meantime.
But in a sense, it's like, if you wanted to help your mom out, I feel like the best thing probably would have been for you to tell the truth so you could be with her.
You could take care of your mom. You could get away from Kenny, who's clearly bad news, and maybe start fresh.
Yeah.
Right. Well.
So Gary's confused.
So the family, basically came on trial, and the family stated this publicly. This is what they think.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how did people respond to that? I'm sure Tim Noble had a comment.
He, not publicly, no, he never does interviews on this, and I think it's because he knows he fucked up.
Right, I mean, that makes sense.
So there are no public comments from Tim. He won't do an interview.
And that's like the biggest thing he's ever done, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And he's just like...
And he fucked it up.
No comment.
Yeah. So...
Wow.
Back to the trial. We're now...
Take responsibility, Tim Noble. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Tim, we know that this was 7 years ago, but we're calling you the fuck out. Also, for the record, this is satire. I have to say that so we don't get sued.
Disclaimer.
This is a comedy podcast.
This is a science podcast.
Comedy and science.
Okay.
All right. So a few weeks later, after that comes out, that for whatever reason, Kenny owes Gary money.
Right.
Gary is asked if Kenny still owes him money. And Gary says, not anymore. And then these are his actual words that he said on the stand.
I'm scared.
Quote, one man shall die so the other may live. Unquote.
What does that mean?
That means I'm taking the fall for Kenny.
So Kenny can live his life.
So Kenny can move on. And he thinks that's the right thing to do. Allegedly.
Okay, so Kenny obviously had people on the outside paying Gary's mom. Because they're both in jail. They can't really do anything right now. Right?
And I think it was like something of like $6,000 that magically appeared in Gary's account around this time from an associate of Kenny.
You're going to kill someone and go to jail for the rest of your life, essentially?
And then give your mom only $6,000.
For $6,000?
Yeah.
Gary, that's nothing. Gary, oh my God, I'm shook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I was thinking like at least 50.
6,000.
50.
$6,000.
$6,000. That's like 2 months. That's 2 months of care for your mom. Do you think your mom's happy with you, Gary?
Gary.
Oh my God.
Your mom fucking hates you, Gary. You
Gary, get a new name.
Shit. Yeah, what are you, a fucking snail?
not even funny.
That's hilarious.
I love that one. Anyways.
Okay. Gary thinks he's being this badass.
Right, Gary's like, I got $6,000. Hit me up.
Yeah, Gary's like, man, I'm cool. I'm saying this cool ass shit on the stand. Everybody's gonna think that I'm like some smart badass.
I'm on TV.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, period.
I'm on TV.
Okay, go Gary. JK. Hate you, Gary.
Fuck off, Gary.
Okay, period.
Okay. November 12th, 2015.
This is a while after. Where are we at now? We're still in trial with Gary.
Kind of.
Okay.
So November 12th, 2015, Gary Cordell is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Wow. Okay, listen, to be honest, I just want to know what's happening with Kenny.
We'll get there.
Okay, I'm like anxious. So Gary's put away for his $6,000.
So, yeah, Gary gets life in prison without the possibility of parole, and his girlfriend dies,
Yeah.
and he had to murder some people, and then in return, his mom gets $6,000 for the rest of her life.
That's
Yes.
a terrible deal.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
February 2016,
Okay, wow. Yeah.
Kenneth Brunke
Yeah.
was sentenced
Oh my god, stop.
to 3.5 years for obstruction of justice and lying to a police officer.
Lying to a cop is all
Three-
he got.
3.5 years for obstruction of justice for help disposing of the bodies, as Gary said in his final story,
Oh my god.
and lying to a police officer.
Where's he at? So how long is that? He's in jail for 3.5 years?
But,
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Tim knew he fucked up.
Right, Tim's like, I can't let him get away with this. Like, this is dangerous for everyone.
Tim knew he had did a bad thing.
Yeah.
A bad thing.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't give up. I fucked up. I know I can't get him on this murder case. So May 18th, 2017.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just cannot even imagine how the family feels
Right?
when that's announced that he gets 3.5 years.
Oh!
Oh!
3.5 years.
Oh my god. Okay, anyways, so Tim's like, what did he do?
So May 18th, 2017, he's brought to somewhat of justice.
Okay.
On May 18th, 2017, Kenneth Brunke is sentenced to 18 to 30 years on drug charges.
So where are we at now? In
Right now, he's in
2022?
jail.
For how long?
He's in prison. It's hard to say. I mean, in 2017, he was, like I said, sentenced to 18 to 30, which means he has a possibility for parole, so there's a chance. I don't know. He could probably get out in less than 18 if he is approved. I'm sure that when he is eligible for parole, people of the public will have something to say about it and try to keep him in for the 30 years.
They'll do what they can
Yeah.
to keep him in because they know they messed up in the beginning.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
Wow. Gary!
Our hearts go out definitely to Heather, Carrie,
Yeah.
and Jody's families.
It's tragic. It really
Yeah.
is. It's really sad.
Yeah. And rest in peace to Marietta. She didn't
Yeah.
make the best choices. But rest in peace.
You know, no matter what you
Nonetheless.
do, you know, it's no one ever, 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 ever deserves, you know, this kind of ending. And it's really tragic.
Right.
And it's really sad. And, you know, we're trying to make light of it because, you know,
It's unfortunate.
it really is. But at the end of the day, you know,
Right.
yeah.
And final fuck you to Kenneth Brunke and Gary Cordell. And at least we know that Gary's away forever. Maybe he shouldn't be.
Maybe he shouldn't be, and maybe, yeah, maybe
that's-
the role should be reversed.
That I know that's a real hot take to say that maybe he shouldn't be in.
Maybe they both should be. How's that?
Well, Kenny definitely should.
Right.
He should have definitely gotten life without parole. But
And, you know, this is the only reason that he's not. It's, you know, we know whose fault that is.
right, that's what I mean. Like, we know the truth.
Right.
And we have to say allegedly because that's not how the case was found.
Right.
Right? So, allegedly, in our own opinions, we think that Kenny did play a part in that, allegedly. So, yeah, I guess all we can hope at this point is that he stays in prison.
People
on those
from
drug
now
charges.
on, yeah, do their job and keep everyone safe, and justice,
Mm-hmm.
will hopefully be served for those families that lost their loved ones.
Yeah, that's it. That's where we
That's
end
a
that story.
pretty heavy, close to home first episode, I would say.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
I didn't really follow this closely. Like, to be honest, all I knew about this was the drug murder at the CC Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I knew about this, and I didn't know any of these details. I didn't know any of the names.
Mm-hmm.
So this, shed a lot of light and exposed me to something I didn't really know, and I wouldn't have gone looking after. Obviously, all these years later, I had nothing. I knew no one involved, so it wasn't like close to me at all. But it's crazy to hear these things that happen, in our town, because we live in such a small town and think like things like this never happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like insane to look back and see that.
Yeah. And yeah, it's crazy because like you said, like just in general, something as horrifying as
Right.
that, and just not only how gruesome the
Right.
murders occurred, but also the disposal of their bodies was horrendous. And then on top of that, for it to happen while we're in high school.
Yeah.
And I remember, like I said, seeing the car the day after it happened, the day it was found, and thinking that's fucked up. And then to later find out that my
Right.
own cousin played a part in that.
Yeah.
It's
That's a lot.
yeah, it like you said, it's one of those things where you think like that could never happen to you.
Right.
That would never happen here.
Right. And then for someone like closely to be
Mhm.
involved,
Right.
yeah. You just never really know what's happening,
Right.
and what's going on. It's always like this picture perfect life, and everyone, it's just a small town. We're all happy, we all know each other.
Yeah.
You really never know what's happening under the surface. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy I learned more details about this, and I'm more informed and
Mhm.
educated on what happened. But it's crazy, and it's really sad for those involved, and like even like the family and the people that found them, and everyone that even was like acquaintances with these people. It's just a
Yeah.
lot to happen, especially here.
Yeah. It's heavy. It's really heavy. But with that, we thank everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening to our first episode, guys.
Yeah, thank you for listening. I want to give a special, specific thank yous. Number one, Becca Mercier, our momager. We love her. Okay. Also, special thank you to just everybody else who's really supported us. And when we
Yeah.
were really excited to start a podcast, everybody was kind of like, okay, that's weird.
Okay, I guess you're
But-
doing a podcast, but now it's actually happening, y'all. What up? Catch us on Spotify.
Dunk on it.
No, really, we're really excited, and we're just gonna have fun with it and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah.
And we're really excited, and hope everyone listens to it and shares it with your friends. So if you want to share your scary stories, feel free to email us.
This gave me nightmares at gmail.com.
We also have Instagram and TikTok,
At This Gave Me Nightmares.
and the Twitter.
At TGMN Podcast.
And give us a like on Facebook while you're at it.
This Gave Me Nightmares Podcast.
And if you want to give us, a 5-star review on Spotify, iTunes, we would really appreciate it. We're just going to have fun and see what happens. But
Yeah, and if you're listening/watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
yeah, let us know what you think. We're excited to hear your guys' feedback on our first episode. We
Yeah,
really are.
yeah.
So let us know how you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I think this wraps up episode number 1.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Me too.
We're
Quick
cutting
break
that out.
here to
Now for a
Be
word from our
transparent.
sponsors.
now a word from our sponsors.
Hey, babe.
Pinot Grigio in a can.
With bubbles.
We'll get you fucked up in 30 minutes.
Okay, let's go back
Guaranteed.
to the podcast.
Or your money back.
I don't think they're going to give me my money back.
Well, they guaranteed it. So
That's facts. That's big facts.